Alrighty, sorry I'm a little behind. I just got a little, oh my goodness, I didn't download the names for the drawing for the designer series paper. So I'm halfway putting the names. I have 14 people, you guys. I'm so excited about that. So I am madly over here on the side. Writing down, I have 6 more names to go, so just bear with me because I need to get them off of my computer, and I'm using that off to the side so I can see comments, but just bear with me. It'll give a chance for others to come on board as well. So let's see, where are we at? All right, I think I just put that name in. Yes, alrighty, come on, Carol M. And then Teresa C. And then I gotta scroll down here. All right, just a few more. We're gonna give away the designer series paper at the end. But before that, we're gonna go over my alternatives with December paper pumpkin. I had a lot of fun creating with paper pumpkin. So I'm not sure if you guys are all subscribers or not, but I wasn't until like 3 months ago, and I find that actually really helps me to make alternatives because I don't go to any other means of paper like Pinterest or some other channel. Hold on, I need to punch one more name. I just do it by myself, so, and I like the challenge, and it's helping me become a little bit better designer, I think, personally. So that's that. I hope you guys are doing well. It's New Year's Eve, and I thought we're not like big New Year's Eve people because my husband was a dairy farmer for 40 years, and you know, there's never a dull moment on a farm, and the cows don't stop producing milk, right? It's 24/7. So we really never celebrated much. I can only remember one time before we were married, or maybe we were married. I think we were. It was like maybe the first or second year we were married. We actually had a really big party, and no, it wasn't before. It was before we were married because he had a roommate at the house, and those guys got crazy. Like, you know, back in your 20s, didn't matter how much you drank. But anyway, I'm not a big drinker. But all right, we have all night to craft. That is correct, Teresa. And it's probably going to take me all night to go through the alternatives because I'm trying to, like I said, this stamp set and this project here has got so many pieces to it. I went like kind of crazy. So anyway, we're going to get started. I hope you guys are doing well. And again, happy New Year Eves to you guys. And this is the drawing. I've got all the names in my jar here. I've got 14 of them. This will be given away at the end. Hopefully I won't forget. So I'm going to try to put this where I won't forget, like right in front of me, but you know, who knows? Okay, there's like all these cords here to my computer. So let me get those out of the way. That's very distracting if you ask me. Okay. All right, so here's Paper Pumpkin. Let me just put this here together because I'm going to show you. I announced on my Facebook page that I'm working on the Hartford Parks and Recreation in-person class, which is a kids class. I've never done, actually, I've done one kids class in my life, and it went really well. And one of the comments from our community people were they want paper crafting for kids. So I'm going to be making a class. I'm actually designing it because it's actually next, it's January 8th in person. But I'm also going to be offering this as a to-go class as well. So stay tuned on that. I'm going to be pushing a ton of stuff out there because I've got my monthly card club, and I also have my catalog launch that I'm going to be doing the weekend of January 29th and 30th. One is going to be local and one is going to be up north in Milton, where I actually grew up. And I have some more of my paper crafting friends up there as well, because that's kind of where I used to live up north. So I'm going to try to bring catalog launches every single time there's a launch in person, and it's a weekend event. So I'll have more information on that. Stay tuned. Make sure you're on my email list, because that's the only way you can get the information. Stampin' Up! Does not allow us to give PayPal links to the public, like on social media. So you have to belong to my email list in order to get the information. So to do that, all you really need to do is go over to inspiredbygraham.com and fill up that little pop-up, and you'll get added to my constant contact email marketing software that I use. So, all right, so that class, I kind of got sidetracked there. I'm not looking at comments, of course. But I'm doing a note card class. Are you guys familiar with our note cards? These are super cute, and I thought it would be better for a kids class to have note cards, but anybody can do this. I've designed one card out of 10. You're going to have 10 designs because I'm using the note cards, and there's 20 note cards in a pack. So you'll get a pack of the note cards. You're going to get a spool of the organdy, the glittered organdy ribbon, which I just used on Card Club not too long ago. And also some rhinestones. These are the basic jewels. I haven't packaged it up and figured out what I will be charging for it. But stay tuned. It's going to go out really soon. Once I get these cards designed, I will also have not video instructions, but tutorial PDF as well. So stay tuned to that. It's going to include this paper also. During celebration in the fall, I earned a ton of paper, and I have a ton of it to share with you guys. So it is called the Penguins Playmates, and the colors that go with it are Basic Black, Balmy Blue, Calypso Coral, Fresh Freesia, Just Jade, Misty Moonlight, Soft Seafoam. So those are the colors I'll be using in this class. And if you remember, it goes with the Penguin Punch, and also the Penguin Builder Punch, and the Penguin Plays stamp set. And both of those are going to be carrying over. So I will also have that as an option. We all know the stamp set and the punch were like on back order forever. I checked inventory. It's not on the list. So I think we're good to go. And adding that on if you don't already have it. If you have it, well, then you're all set. And of course you can use any stamp set you want. But here's the papers. And I've got to figure out exactly how many I have, how many packs, and then I'm going to divvy it up. So there's all these fun patterns here. This is my pack that I'm actually designing from, and try not to use all of it, but this gives you an idea of all the fun patterns and papers that we'll be using for the class. So that is my class I'm working on, and then the next class I'm working on is my catalog launch. So I'll have lots of examples of the mini catalog and all that good fun stuff that's going to be available to customers on January 4th. So busy day, kind of not. I kind of was taking it easy. I slept in this morning until, you guys have no idea. I got home last night and I said to my husband, I said, I just need to take a 30-minute nap because I was tired. Because I had spent the day up with my parents and hauled out their living room of like, it hasn't been cleaned since my mom came down with Alzheimer's like 7 years ago. So as you can imagine, there's a lot of dust, a lot of grime on the windows. So I was able to clean that room for them, and I felt so good about that, helping them because they're not in any way, shape, or form health-wise to do any of that stuff. So I was happy to do that, but I was breathing in lots of dust, and my dad smokes So I had cigarette smoke and it was hard. So I got home from work and I said, I just need a 30-minute nap. Well, I took a 2-hour nap and then I slept until like midnight until 8 o'clock this morning. So I'm ready to go, right? Okay, so here we go. We are going to work on paper pumpkins. So here are all the cards I came up with. What I did was I did the paper pumpkin as they describe it in the instruction sheet. And then what I did was I made some alternatives because I think it's fun to see what else you can make with paper pumpkins. So in this, this one is called, let me just show you on the box. If you're not familiar with paper pumpkin, it will tell you on the edge of the box the name of the kit, lots of pun, and the month and year it was offered. So December of 2021. And we open it up. Of course, it doesn't look like this because I've kind of gone through it to create the cards. But what's in here is this awesome stamp set. There's so many stamps on here. I'm using 18 stamp sets, I believe, tonight. That's what I have mounted on my blocks. So there's there's so many. I can't even count them. I don't even know how many are in here. But they're puns. So, for instance, you are cherry sweet. I'm sorry, that's the pits. I pick you. Thanks a bunch. Peel better soon. Celebrate. Go bananas. Let's grow mold together. I really don't like that one, so I didn't use it. A toast to your success. You tell the best yolks. Have an excellent day. Egg is cited for you, and I loaf you. So you can tell it's about cherries, bananas, and eggs and toast. So kind of fun. I was really unsure about this one, but believe me, it was a lot of fun to create. So in Paper Pumpkin, you always get a Stampin' Spot. I keep these for my customers and send them as free gifts once in a while. So this will get saved for somebody. And in turn, I just use my regular classic Stampin' Pad, the Early Espresso. So Early Espresso is the color of choice for December. I'm going to save this, put it over to the side here. And then in this Ziploc bag here were a few things. They always put them in their Ziploc bags to keep them kind of safe from the elements. There's glue dots here. I tend not to use these. I save these for my customers. Then I should have saved these, but I wasn't thinking. These are Stampin' Dimensionals. So they are including a half a sheet of Stampin' Dimensionals in this month kit. Then there's a spool of linen thread. I'm really not sure how much is on here, but this is what I'll have left after using all the cards. So they always give you so much more than what you will need, especially that's kind of in the same thing as my card club, my monthly card club. I always give so much more. So you'll have that supply in your classroom once you're done. So now you can't see these, so let me just kind of put them on here. There's these embellishments. They're yellow. There's some blue and the reds. We'll be using these. You can kind of see I've used over half of them. So hopefully I have enough. And then let's see what else is in here. They also give you a flyer for the next month. So this one is still available to register for. It's called Kisses and Hugs Are on Their Way. So of course it's regarding Valentine's Day, probably anniversary, anything that has to do with kisses, hugs, and love. So this is kind of gives you a sneak peek here. Looks like we've got some gold here, so get excited about that. Maybe some 3x3 cards, and we've got some sequins too. So they're giving you a little bit of hint. And then I'm wondering what this one's going to be. This probably is going to be a paper pumpkin pretty soon because the Rainbow of Happiness is in the mini catalog. So you can purchase Paper Pumpkin however you want. You can go 1 month at a time, 3 month, 6 month, or 12 month. I purchased the 12-month prepaid subscription. So I'll be bringing this to you for 12 straight months. And I think this is month 3. But you have until January 10th to register for the Kisses and Hugs. And then also inside the box are your instruction sheets. And it's kind of fun because if you're a beginner stamper, and this is what I'm kind of gearing my class today as a beginner stamper, it gives you all the instructions on how to put the cards together as they showed for examples. So you got all your instructions here. There's like, it tells you where to put the Stampin Dimensionals. It tells you where to put the glue dots, the embellishments, and all that. And then if you don't have a ruler, you have a handy dandy ruler on the side here. And it looks like it goes to 18 inches on this one, okay? And then on the back side, it's going to tell you, they'll give you some alternatives that you can make as well. So I'm going to show you my alternatives that I came up with. They also have the kit components as to what you should have in here. Lots of stuff here. There's 9 cards and 9 envelopes. And the coordinating colors today are Pool Party, Poppy Parade, Early Espresso, Daffodil Delight, Crumb Cake, and Granny Apple Green. All right, and then of course it comes with this tissue paper that I always repurpose and use to wrap up cards or whatever that I sell. So, and of course this paper pumpkin box makes a fabulous gift box as well. So that's all the supplies that come in December. So let's take a look at what I came up with. So this is the original. And I just remembered that I don't have my ring light. So can someone tell me if my area is too dark? Because if it's too dark, I'm going to go and take 30 seconds to set up my ring light. It's just over off to the side. So I have to wait about 20 seconds because my laptop doesn't sync until for like 20 seconds. So if someone could just comment and let me know if the lighting needs to be brighter or if it's okay. And while you're doing that, I'm going to set up these cards so you can kind of see the examples. It's just fine. Okay, thank you so much, Teresa. All right, so we are going to kind of spread these out so we can kind of see what I came up with as alternatives. So the ones on the top are the ones that Stampin' Up! Tells you or suggests to make. Oops, I got something stuck underneath here. Hold on. Ooh, that one's coming apart. Okay, and then the bottom row are the ones that I came up with. So hold on just 1 second here. I gotta fix this one. Okay. All right. So I posted this on my Facebook page earlier today, or it was this morning. So that's what I came up with. This bottom row is my alternatives that I'm going to show you. And then you might think, well, how did you get these stripes? Okay, well, that comes from the envelope. I'm going to tear apart all the envelopes and show you how you can kind of expand your paper pumpkin. If you have regular Stampin' Up! Envelopes, well, then you're all set because you can just maximize paper pumpkin by just taking apart the envelope. So let me just show you. This one here is just hello, peel better soon. And then on the inside, I just stamped that banana and colored in with Stampin' markers. And then this one here. So these are kind of the basic cards here. Your Cherry Sweet. I did color in with Wink of Stella and add some glitter there. Okay, and here's the cherry as well. And then this one was a lot of work. Not a lot of work, but it was a lot of different layers. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different elements in this one. And then on the inside, have an excellent day. And then I chose to put the party hat on the toast and the eggs on the envelope there. I thought that was super fun, and that little party hat's in there. And then here's the yellow envelope. So you can kind of see these envelopes are amazing. They're beautiful. So let me just show you this one here. The envelope on the inside, it's got that kind of splatter. And this looks like gold, but it's really not, but it kind of resembles gold. And then this one here, is the polka dots. Okay, so like I said, I have 18 blocks all mounted. It maximized my pretty much my block count. Like I have maybe 10 more blocks left in my inventory. So there was a lot of blocks here. Look at all this, right? Like you have no idea. So what I'm going to do is I need to kind of organize these by sentiments and shapes. So I'm going to do that over here off to the side. So when I, and you can see like I only have like 4 of the block A's. So I had to put the little party hat on a paper pumpkin block. So lots of different block sizes. Like look at how tiny this face is. Like literally that's a 1/4 of an inch maybe. So I'm not used to working with like stamps that small. So it was a little challenging for me. But here's another little smiley face. And then some more sentiments. Here's the toast. The splatter. And then we've got the mustache. We're going to be stamping a mustache. Here's the egg. So many different things and some more sentiments. I have a lot of block D's, the D blocks. Because those are kind of my go-to blocks. Okay, so that is empty now. And you can't see off to the side of me, but I'll tell you what, there's a lot of blocks. Then what I did was I didn't want to use Stampin' Blends because when we use Stampin' Blends, it will bleed through. And I didn't want that to happen. So I chose to use my Stampin' Write markers. So the colors that I chose were Daffodil Delight, Poppy Parade, Granny Apple Green, and then I did not have a brown that's current, but I have a brown called Tip Top Taupe. Now, does anybody remember that one? That one has been retired for a while, but it's my only brown, believe it or not. Okay, the egg would make a cute flower. The egg would make a cute flower. Let me think about that. Oh yeah, you're probably right. I would wonder how I would create that egg out of a flower. Okay, anyway, so this is what I have. So Paper Pumpkin always has these die cuts, right? So earlier today I was cutting up my envelopes, as you can see. So these are leftovers. We can use these, right? And so here's some more. Like there's a ton of leftovers. I have no idea how I'm gonna do this because I was using my whole desk. So I'm gonna have to, hold on, I'm gonna need to move some more things so I can kind of see this. I wanted to show you how I set it up so you can kind of get an idea. Hold on. Okay, so I like to put everything out in the open so I can kind of see what I have to use. So we're going to put these out kind of in like the same. So I've got some vellum circles here. There's so many different things here. A banana, I've already stamped that one. Here's a toast. Here's a brown strip. It's got some white lines in it. Some blue sentiments. Now these are the sentiments that you stamp on. Literally, that's a 1/4 of an inch. Hopefully I can get it straight for you tonight. Here's another strip that was part of the kit. I might run out of room. Here's the circle that actually was die cut out of this other one. So you just pop it out and now you've got 2 elements. And then here's the cherry. And here's another banana. We've got some toast. We got some red scallops with some white dots. And we got some kind of shout outs, I guess they're called maybe, that have stitching around the edge there in Pool Party. We've got some more cherries. And then they have vellum strips as well. Let me grab that. This little, like, maybe 1/2 inch by 2. It's easier if I probably just dump them. So this is kind of what I did. I just kind of went through them all, made little piles of all the different things that we had here. Here's the egg. Now you can see they really don't look like much until you actually stamp them. And we'll be doing some stamping as well. Here's some more eggs, some call outs, some blue strips, and we got some more vellum. So this is kind of like my theory of mass producing. You just kind of put all the things that you want, you know, in piles so you can kind of see them. Here's my hello. Okay, and these are all my scraps to my envelopes. And here's another cherry. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to create this one here. This one says Celebrate Go Bananas, and it opens up like that. So the original, I hope I have enough cards to do this. I probably don't. I probably didn't even think about it, but we'll go as far as we can. So this card was this one here, okay? So what I did was, these are all the elements, so let me just put them off to the side. What I did was I took this, I love these stripes here. I think it's really, really fun. So what I did was I peeled off the sides here of your envelope. Just go gentle, okay? And then I opened it up. So it looks like a, you know, flat envelope there. I've got to shove everything over because I need to bring my trimmer in. Okay, and then the next thing I did was, let me just move some of this other stuff off to the side here. What I did was I cut this down. So I took my Stampin' trimmer, and what I did was I lined up the score lines here, and I'm going to cut these tabs off first. Save it. Oh shoot, I think I have the wrong trimmer. I have one trimmer that's got dull blades on it. I thought I grabbed the right trimmer, but we'll see. If it does it again, I'm gonna get my other trimmer. Oh gosh, look at that mess. Hot mess. All right, hold on. Maybe it's the paper, we'll see. I really thought I had the right trimmer, so we'll see. All right, and then there's the envelope flap there. So we're going to, there we go, that's better. I had the wrong trimmer, I think. Okay, so this flap, hold it. We're going to use it. Then we're going to cut down on this score line here. Okay, we'll hold this because we can use it for something. And then this piece here needs to be, what I did was I went 4 5 1/4 to begin with. And then I kind of went down from that because these sometimes are not square. So what you want to do is you want to try to get an edge that's straight, which I think that one is. And I'm just going to cut a little bit of it off. And then I'm going to cut this edge off as well, just squaring it up. Okay, so then I want to hold on, I need to measure. It's 1 5/8. Okay, 1 5/8. So I'm going to go, we want this to be 4 inches. Okay, and then we want 1 5/8. And then, oh gosh, this trimmer's not good either. 1 5/8. And then that middle one was 1 3/4. just a little bit we're going to take off there. Okay, we're done with the Stampin' Trimmer. Okay, I've got to clean these edges up because they're just a mess. All right, looks like we've got a few other people on. Thank you for joining us on New Year's Eve. Okay, let me get my card in front of us here. Okay. All right, so then what I thought was, okay, how can I make this the inside? Okay, so that's easy. We're just going to reverse it. We're flipping it over, and I'm going to use my bone folder just to give it a nice burnish. So now this is going to be the inside of the card, and this is going to be the outside. I wanted a white front, so you can kind of see the white in between there, and then see here, that's kind of what we did for the inside. I'm trying to make paper pumpkin alternatives as easy as we can for those beginner stampers that may not have the supplies that us avid stampers have. And that was my goal with this design. So this is kind of my layout. And then I'm going to take my, let's see, I've got my Stampin' Seal over here. So I'm going to work on the right side first. We're just going to add our Stampin' Seal to the edges there. And then we're going to add this one about 1/4 inch border on the top right and bottom. And I know that's really hard for you to see. Then we're going to take this one here and add it to the left side. Same way, we're just going to add our Stampin' Seal. And then this one gets layered on 1/4 inch top, left and bottom. And then we're left with this white or yellow piece here, Daffodil Delight, and this is just going to go in the middle. We're going to break up that pattern by adding a solid pattern in the middle. And just put it down and look at the left side, the right side, just to make sure it's equal. And then just glue it down. Okay, all right, so that's that so far. And I just remembered I had all these crumb cake die cuts, and I need one of these for the inside of that card. So I'm gonna grab one of those while I'm thinking of it. All right. Then the next step is to, let me just think. Okay. I added that with, okay, just glue. So then we have this large, there's two different circles of vellum, and there's a large one and there's a small one. So I'm going to add the large one in the middle there. And it doesn't matter where you put your adhesive, as long as you put it in the middle. And you only need a little bit because the Stampin' Seal is going to really stick very nicely. So we're just going to push that down. And now you can kind of see that from the naked eye, but it's going to get covered by our focal point. All right, then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take that circle right here that was punched out from the square, okay? We need that one. We also need this brown strip that was in as a punch out. We also need one of these pool party strips. We're going to need a banana. And I already have my linen thread tied. We also need the scalp contours die for the inside. So right now I'm just going to focus on some of the stamping that's needed for this card here. So we need to stamp the banana. I'm stamping a banana. Like, I've never stamped a banana until today. All right, so I'm going to take my Early Espresso ink, and this is the only ink color that we need for the whole kit. You always get a Stampin' Spot with your paper pumpkin. So I've got that lined up. Now I'm going to have to bring this closer to me because This is really hard to do. You might see my head. I don't really know. I'm going to try to stamp it as best I can. Not too bad. I was off a little bit. Quite a bit, actually. But you guys get the idea. It's so hard to do this. But we're gonna go with it. Okay, so we got our banana stamped. Then we need to take the pool party strip, and I need to find Celebrate Go Bananas. Here we are. And let's ink this one up. And then we're going to try to stamp this really straight as can be. And not too bad. Then on the inside, we got the contours. Now this was a die cut from my stash. I have a basket full of, let me show you. It's just like anytime I have extras, like it goes in this basket, and I can just go through here and figure out if I need a die cut. So here's some paper pumpkin tags from previous, like it's there. I even have my like painter's tape in there for die cutting. So I have that on my table, and it's so much, just helps me out. If I kind of need something real quick, I can go there. It also looks like I need a banana, which is going to be, let's see, yeah, I'm going to need another banana for the inside, and I already have one stamped, so that's good. We'll keep those there. The inside is going to get stamped with a party hat. So let me find the party hat. Again, I have this on a paper pumpkin block just because I ran out of the A blocks. So I'm just going to stamp the top and the bottom and then the middle. Okay, that's all we're going to do on that. Okay, so then what we'll do is we'll go back to the front of the card, and we're going to create that focal point. So I've got this strip here. I've got one left of these, and that's going to get adhered right to the front. Now, if you wanted, you could stamp on this as a banner. It's totally up to you. This is going to get centered on the brown banner the best we can do it. Then I'm going to take, I'm going to use liquid glue for this, because I gotta find my silicone craft sheet. It's buried. And I know this glue is almost out, so we're going to probably struggle with it for just a second. I love to use every single drop of my glue, and I swear I can get every single drop. So I just had to take one of my quilting pins there. See, look at, there's all this glue in there, right? So you got to use it to the last drop. What is that, like coffee commercial? Folgers to the last drop, maybe? I don't know. Just made me remind myself of that kind of commercial coffee. Okay, so now I've got Celebrate Bananas there. We're going to take this little die cut there. It's going to go on here over that vellum, but we're going to pop it up with the Stampin Dimensionals. And here are the Stampin Dimensionals that are included with Paper Pumpkin. Now these Stampin Dimensionals are a little bit bigger than the regular Stampin Dimensionals that we can get like out of the annual catalog. And the little, these little things are slippery, so a little bit different, but they do the same job. So we're going to give that some dimension by popping up that circle, and then we're going to add this banner across, but we're just going to use some regular adhesive. So I'm going to grab my Stampin' Seal, and then this one's going to go right on the center of that circle. I'm going to look at it before I stick it down. Then we'll take one of these bananas. I think I'll take this one here. We're going to flip it over. This one is going to, wait, oh no, I just actually added adhesive to this one. So let me just, oops, add my seal. And we're just going to curve it over here on the edge. I think I might need a Stampin' Dimensional underneath that banana, so let me grab one. And I've got it on my finger, and I'm just going to peel it off so they're all gone. And then I'm just going to lift this up here and add a Stampin' Dimensional right there. That way it won't buckle down. It's pretty secure. All right, then the next thing we'll do is we need to add the linen thread. And I've already got my bow tied, and it's already on a glue dot. So I'm just going to pinch that with my fingers, and then I'm going to add it to the banana right there. Kind of covers up my bad stamping there. Let me trim these little tails down. I'm using my paper snips to do that. Now, the last thing I always do is embellish, so I'm going to wait for that with the little embellishments. So let's open up our card here. We're going to take the scalloped contours, die cut. That's in crumb cake, by the way. And then I stamped it with the party hats in Early Espresso. We're going to take this banana, this extra banana that I have. We'll take a Stampin' Dimensional, just add one. That's all you really need. You don't need more than that. Then I'm going to add the banana over here. Okay. Let's take some Wink Stella to add some little sparkle to our focal points here on the inside. You can also jazz up the party hats by taking your Stampin' Right markers and coloring in. I'm using Granny Apple Green here. Let's see. And then let's add some bright color, and we'll take the Poppy Parade and we'll just color it in here and there. So on the original card, I did not do that. So guess what? Since I'm in that mode, let's do that. Since I have the markers here, and it's easy to do. There we go. All right, so that inside of the card is complete. That one's all done. Of course, that was our original. And then we need to add our embellishments. So my embellishments are somewhere here on my desk. There they are. And they're really, really tiny, you guys, like 1/8 of an inch embellishments. So I found the easiest thing to do is use my Take Your Pick tool and use the putty side of the Take Your Pick tool. So I'm just gonna crank this just a tiny bit because that putty does come out very quickly. And then I'm gonna add the Daffodil Delight embellishments. I'm gonna only add 3. I'm gonna use an odd number. Okay, and then maybe I'll put one over here. So I'm forming that triangle. Remember, always a triangle, never straight across. So boom, boom, and then up here forms that kind of triangle. And then I've got to put Wink Stella on that banana. Okay, and then we're just going to color it in with the Wink Stella. I love the Wink Stella. It's just so much fun. And they kind of last forever. Unless I have this one paper crafter, she uses Wink Stella on everything. Okay, so that is this card here. Now we're going to take this envelope flap. Remember this we cut off from that that other envelope. Let's take a medium white, basic white envelope. We're going to, you can either add this onto the outside in yellow, and you can add it to the inside. And all you would need to do is you've got the adhesive here on the front, and you would just line it up just like this, okay? And I'll show you that. Let me just trim this little piece off here, kind of frayed on us. So you would want to work with this piece here to put your adhesive on it. So just grab your seal, add the adhesive along the edge. Okay, go real slow. Then take your basic white envelope, and I'm going to look at the corners up here. There are just a little bit smaller, like a 16th less than. Okay, so I've got that on there. Now it does come over a little bit. I went a little bit too far. If that happens to you, all you need to do is take your paper snips and just trim it off. Okay, and now you have a really fancy inside of the envelope. This is where it's going to get sealed down to here. All right, you can flip it over, and on the envelope I used for the other card, I simply stamped the banana. So let me find that darn banana again. Here it is. And then I'm going to just stamp the banana over there. Then I'm going to take my Daffodil Delight Stampin' Right marker, and I'm just going to color it in. Now, bear with me because my Daffodil Delight is almost out. Looks like I need to get a new one. But we know that bananas are never like perfectly yellow. They always have green and brown in them, so that's perfectly fine. And then when I use the Wink of Stella, it will kind of blend the yellow a little bit and the brown, so I'm just giving it a light touch. Make that little banana sparkle. You can also, while I'm at it, and if I can find my stamp that I used, right there, we can also add Celebrate Go Bananas right on the envelope too. That's really fun, right? Okay, so I'm going to do that again. And I'm gonna, my original one, I'm gonna add to it. Let's add Celebrate Go Bananas on the front of that envelope. So let me just show you. Here's the envelopes, okay? And then let me flip this one over and then flip this one over. You can kind of see the difference. So here's the yellow side where I added it to the outside flap. And then here is the inside flap. So that is the difference between the two envelopes. All you will need is basic white medium envelopes. And then here is this card here. And then here is the alternative. So two alternatives. And then if I can go back and find the original one, I think it was, yeah, it was this one. And then it was the blue envelope. And I'm going to actually stamp this one with the Celebrate Go Bananas, because it needs something. Now that I see it, it looks too boring. So we're going to jazz it up with a sentiment. All right, so that is your first alternative for today. What do you guys think? Let me look if I have any questions or anything before I move on to the second alternative. Okay. Let's see. Oh, Jeannie Ann, sorry it's cold out there, snowy Oregon. Well, we've got, it was like 37 degrees today, and maybe got it to 40, and it's going to rain or it's going to snow 4 inches. We don't really know. I don't see how it's going to snow today or tonight. I just don't know. Maxwell House is good to the last drop. There you go. Thanks, Carla. Some Wink of Stella with my next order. Yep, Wink of Stella is great. Got it right, great card. Okay. All right. So we're going to move on to the next card, the next alternative. So let me just put these all together here. And I'll put them in my box. So now don't forget, we've got now a new sheet we could work with if we wanted to. And then the next card is going to be this one here. So let me, yep, this one. Gotta grab my original, this one. Okay, so this one is the original one that's Stampin' Up came up with, paper pumpkin. And then on the inside, that's how I designed it. And then here is the envelope that I made. And I kept it the same, so you could kind of see what the original envelope would look like. Today's alternative is going to be based on lots of different layers. I've got a layer from the envelope flap that we used, or that I cut down from the previous card. I've got one of the call outs that I actually cut off the little call out part. I've got the scallop red, I've got the stripe brown, and I've got that square. And then underneath, oh shoot, I might have to cheat and get a white because I used all of the die cuts for the middle, but I've got a circle I can use. And then we've got You Are Cherry Sweet. I used the brown. And then on the inside, I added, oh, this is really fun with that Wink of Stella. And here's the other part of the envelope that I added to the inside. So that's the card we're going to be making right now. Okay, so let's see. Right here is everything I need. Let me think. I got to figure this out because I really don't want to screw this up. Okay, so that's green. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I think I got it. Okay. I'm thinking though, hold on. Okay. Oh, right. So this is what I did. So I did design it this way. I wanted the green front, and then I ended up with that big swoosh on the back. But all I did was add my personal information on the back that I do on all the cards I make. And that's how, and I guess kind of stamped it in the middle of that. So we'll do that as well. Okay, so here's the base. What we need to do is we need to tear apart this envelope. So if you were late to the show, this is how I did it. I just pulled this off really slow. And then this side as well. And then we pull up that flap. And then we'll pull up this one. And it helps if you kind of like bend them back to the opposite side. That way that paper will lay flat. And then my trimmer. We're going to trim these down. So we're going to trim along the score lines. And I'm just looking at the track here where the score line is. I think I grabbed the wrong trimmer. Oh Lord, hold on. And then we're going to cut off this piece. And then here's that envelope flap that we're going to cut off. Save it. And then this one we're going to cut off too. Now you could save these, but they're pretty kind of not so great. So I'll put those in the recycle bin. Okay, so here's that envelope that I'm going to cut down to 4 by 5 1/4. So these you have to kind of square up because they're not 100% straight. So I'm just going to cut down a little bit until I can get it straight, and then I'm going to trim it down to size. So 5 1/4 inches, which is that, and now 4. Okay, so I've got that panel. We're done with the trimmer. And I'm gonna go turn my heat off. Hold on. I finally got my room a little bit warm, so okay. So we've got that. Where is my card base? This is the extra that we can just put in a pile to use later. Okay, grab my Greeny Apple Green. Again, we're going to use this as the front. And then this is going to just get layered on. I did not cut that right. It should have been 4 by 5 1/4, so that looks horrible. We'll go with it though. It's okay. It is what it is. All right, so we're just going to add our Stampin' Seal to this, the back side. Okay, and then I'm going to add this on. Basically, since I didn't cut it right, all I'm doing is I'm looking at the top and the bottom and all four sides just to make sure I get it at least centered. Okay, and then here's the piece that was from that other envelope, the one we used first. We're going to put this on here. Okay, first thing I'm going to do though, let's take that splatter and we're going to add splatter. Okay, this is a really fun stamp here, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to splatter 3 times up in that corner, and then I'm going to splatter 3 times down here just to get opposite sides. Okay, now we'll take this piece of the envelope, we'll add our adhesive, and then we'll just add it right here. You can add it right over the splatter. It's fine to do that. Now, here's the square that's got that die cut removed. I do not have another one of those pieces, so I'm gonna grab my box over there. I actually have a circle from a different paper pumpkin. So I'm going to see if this is going to be big enough, or do I need a little bit larger circle? I think it'll be okay. It's going to show just a tiny, tiny bit, but that's okay. So I'm just going to get this prepped. And then let's flip this one over. Looks like I need the strip. So we need some little pieces here. So we need this little strip with the stripes. Then we need the red scallops. So this is the hardest part of this kind of card because you're working with some really small pieces. And I think this month, December's paper pumpkin, is to challenge us because there's lots of little pieces. So I'm just going to add, so I added the adhesive to the back side of this square, and then I'm going to add this piece to the stripe. And then I've got a hint of that showing. Then I'm going to add some more adhesive on the very edge. Hopefully I got enough there. Then I'm gonna flip it so it's as straight as it can be. This one's really hard to keep straight. I'm gonna center this. So we've got a hint of that red coming through, Poppy Parade, I think it is. Let me just try it from the back side. Let me get my take your pick tool because that will help me out. I'm just gonna put that underneath here. So I don't know if you can see that or not. So I've got the square, and then I've got the stripes, and then I've got the red scallops with the dots. I did the best I could to get those whites showing. Now we're going to add some Stampin' Dimensionals, 1 to each corner. So we'll just add them like here, like this. Press them down, and then you can, I did this last week, or on Monday with my YouTube or Facebook Live. I used my Take Your Pick tool to take these off. It's so fun and so quick to do that. Okay, so then this piece here is going to get layered onto this front. Okay, I'm not pressing it down right yet because I need to, what I need to do is I need to get this circle in there. Okay, so I think that's gonna work. Everything is lined up, so I'm gonna use my Take Your Pick tool and just kind of, actually I can peel this off and now layer it down. Okay, I tried to get that white circle, even though it's like maybe a 1/16 of an inch too small, just to get that in the middle there. I think that's okay. Then the next thing we need to do is we need to stamp the cherries. Okay, so that's what they look like. And then this is what it's going to look like being stamped. Okay, see the difference? It's huge, huge difference. Let me just zoom in so you can kind of see that a little bit better. All right, so now I'm going to find the cherry in the stem, and we're going to ink that up with the early espresso. And then I'm going to try my best to stamp this straight. And not too bad. Could have been a little bit lower, but that's okay. All right, so there's our cherries. I'm going to use this one because that other ink could be still a little wet. Now let's grab 2 more Stampin' Dimensionals. We're going to put them on each of the cherries. And what you can do is you can use mini Stampin' Dimensionals, or you can cut down one of the regular Stampin' Dimensionals into a small piece, but I've got my minis right here. So I'm just going to grab one and put it up underneath the cherry stem and that foliage. Let me just remove these backings. And bring our card in here. We're going to layer that cherry down on the circle. And it looks good, so that's good so far. We're going to grab one of these strips and then one of the larger call outs. So the call outs, as I mentioned previously, have these dots of Pool Party all the way around. It kind of resembles our stitching, like our stitch rectangles, stitch, you know, all the stitch shapes that we used to have. I just simply cut off that call out because I didn't like it on this one. So see how easy we can change things up very easily by using your paper stamps. Okay, so You Are Cherry Sweet. I found that one. We're going to stamp this right on that Pool Party strip. Again, it's about 1/4 inch. Okay. Then I'm going to use my liquid glue for this. Oh my gosh, what a mess that is. And we're going to layer these 2 together. Again, that stitching is on the front so we can see it. Okay. Then this one's going to get set over here off to the side. And all you need is some glue. I'm going to use the liquid glue. It's kind of a hot mess now, right? And I'm going to extend it over to the left edge past the stripes there. Now that's drying. We can kind of work on the inside. So let's take a look at what the inside looked like. It says, "Thanks a bunch," with that strip and some cherries. So we'll open this up and find our stamp that says thanks. There we go. Thanks a bunch. Okay, and then we'll find the cherries. And then we'll stamp the cherries off to the side here. We will take our Poppy Parade Stampin' Right marker, and we're just going to color in the cherry. I'm just kind of doing some squirrely, like circle movements with the brush tip. These have a brush tip and also a fine tip. I rarely use the fine tip because I don't have the patience for it. It's just so super fine. It's kind of used for these like areas that you want to get close, that you don't want to use the brush tip. Like say you missed an area there, it's just kind of a filler. And now let's find our, I just had a moment there, Granny Apple Green marker, and we're gonna color that leaf in. And then let's take our Wink Stella and give these little cherries some glitter. I love the Wink Stella. And then don't forget about the foliage up there as well. Okay, then we have this strip from the envelope, and this has got lots of little pieces on it. So I'm just going to take my paper snips and trim all this kind of mess up here. And since I stamped that already, and I should have put this on first, let's add this down to the bottom here. So I'm going to trim this off, and I think to do that, let me just use my paper snips. We'll just give it a straight cut. And then let's grab my liquid glue and just add the liquid glue to the back side. And then this is just going to get centered kind of down at the bottom. I don't like that, but that's okay. It gives it a little something something. Okay, and then the last thing, next to last thing, is the linen thread. So we'll grab one of those bows here, and I already have it on a glue dot, so I'll pinch that glue dot. You can also take your pick tool, and we're going to add it to the stem of the cherry. Then we have the hearts. Okay. Let's see, where'd my hearts go? There they are. So we've got two different size hearts. I'm going to grab one of the larger ones to put down here. It's not cooperating. There we go. And then I'm going to add another larger heart up here, this area that's just kind of brown. We can angle that. And then we're going to add that final heart down here in this area that doesn't have anything. And then let's take one of the really cute tiny hearts. We're going to add it to the inside, and we'll just put it right there. Okay, so that is the card. Now let's change up the envelope. We're going to take a basic white envelope, and then here's the flap that we had from the card. You can just put it on this way, or you can put it on the inside, okay? Since I already have the example of it this way, well, this is what the original envelope looked like. I'm going to show you the brown side. So I'm going to grab my glue and just, since this piece is just a tad bit smaller, I'm going to put the adhesive on here. Normally I put it on the envelope flap, but it's just a little tiny bit smaller. So I'm just going to line the straight line up against the fold line, and you can see how that kind of over is just a little bit too big. That's okay. We're just going to take our paper snips. If it bothers you that much, we'll just take the paper snips and trim along the brown, and then no one will ever know except for you and me. And we'll just round that corner here and all the way down as well. Okay. The front of the envelope, since we're working with cherries, let's add some cherries to the front of this one. So we're just going to ink up the cherries, and then we're going to add those there. And since your cherry sweet would look fabulous on here, right? So we're going to find that one, and we're going to, you are cherry sweet. So let's add that to this one as well. And here's my sample. Sweet. Take your Poppy Parade Stampin' Right marker, and we're just going to color in this cherry. Again, I'm using the Stampin' Right markers just because I don't want the Stampin' Blends will bleed through, and I don't want that coming to the back side of the envelope. So I'm choosing to use the Stampin' Right markers. If you don't have Stampin' Right markers, you could use the watercolor pencils. That would work too. And then just use your blending brush to blend all the colors together. And now we can't forget about that Wink of Stella. So we'll go back to the cherries and add some sparkle. And then we'll add some sparkle to here. And now I noticed I didn't add Wink of Stella to this one. So let's go back real quick and add it on the brown so we can kind of get a comparison. All right, let's clean this area up. We'll compare and then we'll move on to card number 3. So here's our envelopes, the front side. Oh, I gotta trim that down. I'll do that later. It's like really sticky. Okay, so that's that one. And then reverse them around. And then here's your original envelope as it came in the kit. And then here's the brown side as well. And then let's look at the cards. Here's this one. And then this one. And then here's the original one that was in the card kit. So it's totally different, but kind of the same layout in a way. So how do you like that one? All right, any questions? Let's go back and see if we have any questions. Okay, oh, somebody from Hawaii is watching. Well, that's awesome. I've been there twice. We went to there on our honeymoon to Honolulu in Maui, and then we went back in 2011 with our kids and my son's girlfriend and now wife. They were all graduating, one from high school and 2 from college, and we surprised them with a Christmas in Hawaii in 2011. We went to Kauai, such a fun place, and we even hiked on Christmas Day. It was so much fun. Okay, where are my envelopes? I have to work more on my envelopes and not be in a hurry to just get the card done. Yep, you do. All right, so we're gonna move on to number 3, and this has got the eggs in the toast. This is like so crazy. Like I'm now gonna stamp eggs and toast. Okay. This is totally not Karen. Usually she's like stamping and working with flowers, but oh well, here we go. All right, so we're gonna move this over and then we're going to bring in, here's the original. And then, oh, I hope I can remember how I did this one. It's getting late. Here is this one with, let me just think. Okay, okay, the envelope and the card, and then the envelope and the card. So paper pumpkin designed, and then here's this one, the alternative that I'll be making with you today. So just a lot of different layers on this one, really. I got a ladybug like trying to attack me. Oh, look. Hey, you guys, say hi to the ladybug. Can you see her? She's like right there. She's like been in my craft room probably for 2 months. She just comes out when I do my lives. I swear. She's always around me, but you never notice her. But today you get to see her on New Year's Eve. She is right there. Let's kind of leave her alone. I don't want her flying out. That was super fun. All right, so this one here, I used the hearts, but I'm going to, since I'm like all out of the hearts, we're going to use some of the other embellishments. So, all right, here we go. So we're going to manipulate one of the envelopes again, and that's going to be the one with the polka dots. I think I'm starting to lose my voice. I'm talking too much. Okay. So here we go. If you're late to the game, We're going to tear this apart really carefully. If I had a envelope opener, that would be super easy. But I'm just going to peel this off. And then we're going to peel this one off. Open it up. And open it up. So, and then I would just kind of reverse it so it's going to lay a little bit flatter in your trimmer. All right, let's destroy my trimmer again. So we need to, again, square this up. So find the score lines that you can see better. So I'm going to work with the blue side facing me, which is Pool Party. You could save this. And then we're going to cut this one down. And I'll save this one too because we can use it. We're going to cut off the envelope flap because we'll use that. And then we're going to cut this one down here. Save that because you were going to use it, or maybe we'll use it. I'm not sure yet. Okay, so what I did was with this one was, let me think. Okay, let's square it up. I gotta find that. Let's see if I can get this. Nope. Ugh. Hold on. I need my toothbrush. Do you guys ever use your toothbrush to clean out your paper trimmer? The track on it? This is what I do all the time, and I use cleaner too, but the toothbrush, an old one, well, this was brand new, of course, but I've used it for a couple years. This will just clean out the track for your Stampin' trimmer so easy. Okay, so let me do this again. I'm trying to get it so I cut the paper right down the center of those circles. Okay, so I know that's a straight edge. This needs to be 4 by 5 1/4. Okay. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to cut it about 1.5 inches off. Okay, so just like that. Then we'll save those. I need a strip of the stripes here. We're going to take this from the envelope we used before. I need to get a straight edge here. Wait a minute. And then I'm going to, hold on. There we go. I want this to be 1 inch strip by 4. I think I did it 4 1/4. So it goes over just a little bit. 1 inch, sorry. Okay, so 1 and 4 1/4. Save that. Okay. We're going to take this piece here. I want the white, let's see, I want the yellow showing, and that will be the back side. And, oh wait, no, it's not. Hold on. We're going to cover this up. Okay, so we're going to take this piece here. I gotta see what I did. I lied. Sorry. It's not 4 inches, it's 3 3/4. Let me think. Hold on. This is going to be a little bit smaller. And then that's going to go over. Okay, I think I got it. Okay, I'm going to use my glue, my liquid glue, because that way I can slide it into place. I think my original card is just, the layers are a little bit different, but I'm going to go with this size. So I've got a little bit of that white showing, just like maybe an 1/8 to a 1/16 of an inch. And then I'm going to take the polka dots, and then these are going to get put on here. I guess I didn't have to cut that piece off. Okay. Again, a little bit of an 1/8 of an inch border on the top, right, and bottom. Then I'm going to take that strip here that's 1 by 4 1/4, and I'm going to layer it over. But these edges are horrible. I got to change my blades. If you have a Stampin' Up! Trimmer, the blades are on low inventory, so make sure that you get those blades, because who knows when they'll be back in stock. I actually have like 2 packages. I buy them like 2 packages, like probably every couple months, because I use my trimmers a lot. Okay. That's what this looks like so far. It's a little kind of a mess, but I think I got a little bit too much glue on there. Okay, so now we have one of those vellum circles that are left. So the vellum circle is going to go right on there, and you can just use your Stampin' Seal, put it in the middle. It's going to get covered up, and I'm centering it amongst this pool party area. Then we're going to do some stamping. So we have a call out that we want the pointy thing going to the top. That is going to say a toast to your success. And we'll ink that up again in Early Espresso. Okay. Then the next thing we'll do is we will stamp our toast. Let's stamp 2. Let's actually stamp them all. That way I can stamp 3 times for you and see if I can get them all straight. Well, that one's a little off. Let's slow down. Stamp that one the same way. Okay, so I've got 3 toasts. Then we need some eggs. Where's the bacon? Like, they didn't give us any bacon, right? Like, that's the best part. Bacon and eggs. Now this one is a little tricky. You got to figure out how it lines up. Okay, see how these just come to life when you add this? Hold on. This is got to go this way. Oh man, I can't tell. Hold on. It's so glaring here. This way. I think. Yep. The light is glaring, so I got to come off camera, I think, a little bit just to stamp those. Okay, those are the eggs. Now, let's go back to the toast, because we got to give this one, this is a man, and it's got a mustache. So we can grab one of these little stamps. They're like 1/4 of an inch. They're so super tiny. And it's eyes and a nose. So we will stamp some faces on the toast. Okay, and then let's grab that little mustache. Oh my gosh, the ladybug just went flying. This one's really kind of hard to line up, so let's see if I can get it. Oh, it's a little down, but see that cute little mustache, right? So cute. All right, and then this toast and that little mustache on the toast. Okay, so then we got all those together. On the inside, we have an excellent day. So let's open this up. It's probably the only stamp I haven't used right. No, I'm sorry, that's the pits. I don't want that one. Have an excellent day. Where is it? It's not that one. That one says peel better soon. Thanks a bunch. Like I said, I have 18 stamps up here. Egg. What does it say? Excited for you. Oh, I'm sorry, that's the pits. Have an excellent day. I just found it. Okay. So we'll ink this up. Stamp have an excellent day in the middle. Now, if you didn't have one of these left, you could simply stamp it onto the white and call it good. It's not a big deal. Think I might have all the stamping done. If not, we'll go back to whatever I missed. Okay, so we're going to put together the front of the card. So we need an egg. I'm going to find the best one that's stamped because that's going to be on the front. And we need a Stampin' Dimensional on that. So we'll just add one here. Just one is all you need. And I'm going to add it to the card over here onto that vellum circle. Then we're going to take Mr. Toast. We'll flip him over. And we will add one Stampin' Dimensional. And we're going to put this one right over here. And I'm going to go over top of that egg just a little bit. Okay, do you see that, how I layered that? Now we have a vellum strip, which is here. It's about 1/2 inch. This is one of those punch outs. We need the scallop circles with the early espresso. We need some blue, pool party. And then we need that final call out. Oh, did I use it? Oh, right here. I already stamped it. Okay, so we're gonna layer all this here. So we're gonna flip this over. We're gonna take our Stampin' Seal, get it right to the edge. We want that pointy going up. And then the first layer we're gonna put on is the pool party. And we'll center that as best as we can. Okay, then we're gonna add some more Stampin' Seal. Just a light touch on that Stampin' Seal. Add the early espresso scallop circles. This is the hardest one because it's so tiny and delicate. Then I'm going to not worry about putting any adhesive under the scallop because we've got plenty on there. I'm just going to add this over top of that vellum and press it from behind. Now this kind of, one side has got a scallop that's, oh, this is not straight. Let me fix that. It's kind of over the edge, so that's easy to fix. All you need to do is come from behind here and take your paper snips and trim it off. So now it's, oh, that's kind of moved again. Hold on. There we go, that's a little bit better. Okay, so you see that I've got my sentiment, my pool party, the scallops, and then the vellum. Flip this over, add some Stampin' Dimensionals to it. I'm gonna add 3. It's got lots of layers, so 3 would be probably wise instead of just 2. I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool to take those little adhesive backings off super quick. And then we're going to put this over the call out. It's going to be over the toast there. And then I'm going to add this right here. Sorry, I think it was off camera there. Sorry about that. You could also add one of these hellos kind of over here. And you could just take liquid glue to do that. So since I've got some extra, let's just add this hello. This egg needs to say something, right? So let's put this over here. Okay. Let's see the front. Okay, and now we're gonna take the toast and add a little bit of that liquid glue, and we're gonna add that here, and then one of these eggs. Add some glue, put it over here. I would take your Wink of Stella and color in Mr. Toast, and then just the yolk on the inside there. And then do the same to the front. And this one too. You know what I didn't do is I did not put, I just noticed, I did not put linen thread bow on this one. I don't know why I didn't do that. It's one of those simple things. Like, that's the one thing I'll forget once in a while is your linen thread. So where do I put this? I think I'm going to put it like right here. I don't want to put it over here because that's too distracting. So I think I'm going to put it right here. I do have in my bin over to the side, look at that. I have another bow that's already pre-made. And then I'm going to add it to this one as well. Okay, let's cut down these tails. And then cut those down. Now, I just thought of something. I think Mr. Toast and Mrs. Egg looks a little boring, and they need to be celebrating, right? Have an excellent day. So we're going to find that party hat, and we're going to ink it up. We're going to add a hat to this toast and to this egg. Let's see, where do I want this one? Ooh, this is going to be tight. Yep, that'll work. We're going to quickly color in. Let's make this one all Poppy Parade. And this one will be Granny Apple Green. Okay, so that's the inside. We could add one of these strips over here, which I think I might do. I'm gonna just cut this straight off because that was kind of not looking good on the edge there. It's just a strip of that envelope. And we're just gonna tuck it over here in the corner, and I'm gonna put it right to the edge, just to add a little bit of interest over on this side. Our final embellishment are the little gems that you get in the paper pumpkin kit. And I'm gonna grab some of these pool parties. There, and then let's add one here. And we'll throw in some of the Daffodil Delights too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. Envelope time. Okay, we're getting there, you guys. Thanks for sticking around. Okay, so I need a basic white envelope. It's the last step, and then we'll go over the cards, and then we'll do my drawing. Okay, so I wanted to make the, now you could, since I have these left, add these to your envelope if you wanted to. I'm going to save them for later. I'm going to stamp. So let's find my toast. I got this one. The toast is here. Actually, I want the egg first. Where's my egg? Oh, there it is. Okay, so I'm going to put the egg over here, and then I'm going to stamp the toast. Then we're going to stamp the party hat. And then I'm going to stamp the party hat over there. And then let's add a smiley face to the egg yolk. Look how tiny that is, right? And then we're going to take that other face and we'll add it to the toast. Then we'll find the mustache and then add the mustache. Okay. Now let's take our Daffodil Delight and gently cover the face there with the Daffodil Delight Stampin' Right marker. Then I will take the brown, which I only have Tip Top Taupe. I know it's a super old color, but that's kind of all I've got. And it's still got ink in it, so why not use it, right? You can use whatever brown you have in your stash. Okay. Then we're going to give these party hats some interest by adding the Granny Apple Green and then the Poppy Parade. I'm using the brush tip and then some there too. If you want, you can fancy up that envelope with, I'm trying to find the right one. Where is it? It's always the last one I pick up. Oh yeah, a toast to your success down there. And then have an excellent day. There we go. It's not stamped straight, but you get it. Okay, wait a minute. Wink of Stella. I'm gonna put Wink of Stella on his mustache too. Okay, you guys, let's look at these. And we're almost done. Crazy mess here. Okay, so our envelope. Oh shoot! Our envelope flap. But I'll do it really quick, I promise, because it's so fun. And I'll put it on the inside because I love these, okay? And especially if you're coming late, you can see how you can fancy up your envelope. So we're going to take that paper pumpkin envelope that we dismantled, add some liquid glue. We dismantled it for sure. And then I've got the glue side facing me because we're going to seal that envelope eventually. And then we're going to just place it down there. Now I've got a little hint of that blue showing. I don't personally care. It looks fine. Okay. There. So now we've got an envelope that's got a pretty fancy flap. Okay. So this one, there's the back side of that one. And then that's the back side. Kind of boring, but I'll dress that one up. And then there's the front side. Okay. And then the cards we made. So here's the alternative and another. I like this one. Let's put our envelopes there. Alternative, alternative, and then the original. Whew. Oh, and I'm off camera. It's like so off camera. All right. So let's do a recap, shall we? Here's this one too, which I need to stamp that, right? To make it all look so good. I'll do that later. What time is it? It's 8:41. Really? Wow. It's not doing too bad. I thought it was much longer than that. Okay, so we'll do a recap. So we have all these envelopes together. I love just adding all this on. Don't you think? Like really, that's like super cool. And Mr. Postman will like to read that too, right? When he picks up my mail. Okay, so here are these. I'm going to show the alternatives because people really like to see alternatives. And then the next one we had was the one with the cherries, and that was the original. We don't want that one. We want this one. You Are Cherry Sweet. And then we have Celebrate Go Bananas. And then here's the envelope that's the same thing, Celebrate Go Bananas. Okay, so next up is my drawing. So I have mentioned like a week ago to be, if you want to be in the drawing for my designer series paper share, which is from the mini catalog that basically has a day left or so. It's huge. This is like a $50 deal, like probably even more. I can't remember what I priced it out at. But there's so much 6x6 designer series paper in here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 sheets of 6x6 full packs. So you get all the paper, 12 sheets. Okay. And then where's my jar? It's right here. So the people that were in the drawing, you had to go to a link and then register that way. You have to be on my email list to be in my drawings. So we have Christine S. There's 14, I think. Carol M. Teresa C. You can't see these. Let me just bring these over. Some of you are watching. And then we have Talitha W. Eileen M. Louise J. Marianne S. Marianne D. Linda M. Marlene S. Doreen D. Debbie F. Carla A. And Carol L. Okay, so we're going to take all these and do this live and put them into the jar, folding them up in half. I use the double oval punch to punch all these little ovals out, made it easy. And then I wrote the names on it from my Google spreadsheet. And here we go. So this is my Christmas / New Year's gift to one of my followers. And now we're gonna shake it up. Good luck to everybody. We're shaking it up. And then I'm going to stir the pot. I'm looking at my cat on the wall. His name is Sophie. We thought he was a girl when he was a kitten. And we didn't go back. We kept him Sophie. And he passed away a couple years ago. But I have a really cute picture on my wall. I'm looking at Sophie right now. And he's saying, be honest. And I am always honest. So I'm going to grab one right now. Where are we? Here we are. So let's see what name it is. Hopefully it's somebody watching. It is Carla A. Carla A, congratulations. I know I have your email address. You are one of my customers. Thank you so much. It's your lucky day. Hopefully it's lucky 2022 for you and everybody watching. So my other drawing is going to be tomorrow. And oh wait, let me think. When did I say? Oh yeah, it was gonna be on New Year's Day. And what is the drawing? I don't know. I can't remember what it was. I'll figure it out, right? So I think that's all I have for you guys. I know I'm gonna forget to say something like that was important, but if there is, then I'll keep it in the description box or print it there. So let's have some eggs and toast tomorrow, and don't forget your bacon, right? I hope you guys all have a great New Year's Eve. It's New Year's Eve. It's almost 2022 here. It's just a few more hours left. And if you're one of my customers that has ordered from me in the last 12 months, don't forget about that special 20% off coupon that I mailed to you. That I'm giving you a 20% discount on your products orders, and you still have a few hours to take advantage of that offer, so don't forget. And if you did already place your order, feel free to order again. It's okay. Just email me what you would like to order with the item number, description, and quantity and retail, and I will do the rest for you. And let's see. If you're not working with a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator currently, I'd love to earn your business. So if you need a catalog, I do have catalogs available. You just email me at inspiredbygram@gmail.com. Inspired by Graham is after my grandmother. It's no Stampin' name, right? It's my business name, and I go by it. I miss her every single day. So I think that is it. If you like this video, please like it and share it to your friends. All right, you guys take care. Happy New Year.